Hi, my name is Elle, and I am a former wedding photographer who decided to go back to school for nursing. I just graduated with my master's degree in nursing in May, and I am currently studying for the NCLEX. When I was 12 years old, I did a project on the country of Kenya, and I just became very enamored with the country, just kind of an obsession, and it grew as I got older. I had decided when I was 12 years old that Kenya was where I wanted to live and move when I grew up. So kind of as my obsession grew, what I did in high school and college and even now kind of revolves around that love that I have for East Africa. So when I went to undergrad, I studied counseling with the hope and intention of going to Kenya to work alongside women and children who've been sexually abused. During my senior year of undergrad, I had the opportunity to go to Kenya for my counseling internship. And it was there that kind of the first seed was planted of wanting to eventually go into nursing. My friend was able to come on the trip with me. We were at a children's home, and the director came to us and asked us to assess a little girl. She had a large lump on her neck, and we had no medical training. We didn't know what it was. We took her to the doctor, and I just remember her laying on the exam table being frightened and crying and just feeling helpless. I wanted to do whatever I could to help her, but I had no medical knowledge. And I just remember in that moment telling myself, whether I'm in Virginia or Kenya, I want to do whatever I can to help somebody who isn't well. I also helped take care of my grandfather with terminal cancer during college, and I also had health issues that doctors couldn't figure out what was happening, and that also led to a lot of mental health issues. And I think those three things kind of set the stage for me wanting to be a nurse. I realized that caring for others and advocating for my patients would allow an ordinary person like myself to be able to make a tangible difference in someone's life. After I graduated undergrad, that began my 6-year-long journey of just trying to get into nursing school. I started with my prereqs, and I knew before I started prereqs that my GPA, my undergrad GPA, was not very high. I had failed some gen ed classes, I had been sick during undergrad, and that affected my GPA. But I figured I could make up for my lack of GPA in the prereq courses. So I started out with Anatomy and Physiology 1, and I failed it. And not once, not twice, not 3 times. I failed it 4 times and took it a total of 5 times. I then took the TEAS test, and I failed the math portion of the TEAS test. Some nursing schools require that you have taken A&P less than 3 times in a certain amount of time. And if you've taken it more, then you can't even apply to their program. So I knew after I finished my prereq courses that there were some slim chances that I was going to get into a nursing school, but I was going to try anyway. I decided after failing anatomy and physiology and the TEAS test that maybe failing a class this many times wasn't normal. Maybe there was something I was missing. I liked school, I loved learning, I could understand information in the classroom, but I couldn't always translate that to the test. So I sought a psychological evaluation, and it was during this time where I was told that I had an undergrad degree by sheer will. I was also told to continue on working in my small business because that's what I did well, and nursing was probably not the path for me to take. I left with a lot of unanswered questions from that experience, but that definitely fueled me more to want to be a nurse and to prove those people wrong. I continued seeking out answers to what was happening. I was diagnosed with ADHD. I have dyslexia. I was diagnosed with anxiety. Those things were frustrating to kind of walk through, but they gave me answers and they helped me understand what I needed to do to learn moving forward. I found a nursing program that was a master's degree matriculation program for people with a bachelor's degree, but not in nursing. I did not have the GPA requirements to what I needed. I applied anyway. I wrote a letter explaining why my grades were the way they were, and I prayed that they would give me an interview because I truly believed if I got the interview that I would be able to get in. I got the interview, and then I was accepted for May of 2018 to the #1 clinical nurse leader program in the US, and I was absolutely baffled. I could not believe it. After a very difficult road and tons of hurdles to get into nursing school, I had finally made it. I had tried to get into nursing school for 6 years, so I was finally there, and that was so exciting. I think those feelings diminished as the week went on, and by the end of the first week, reality set in, and it was kind of like, oh crap, we're here. There were a lot of hurdles for me to overcome to get into nursing school. And then there were a lot of hurdles to overcome when I got in, just staying in and graduating. I lost my grandmother my second semester of nursing school. I had to live an hour and 10 minutes away from my husband, who worked in the complete opposite direction of nursing school for almost the entirety of the 2-year span of my program. I was in an accelerated program, so I was not certain of how I was going to take this vast amount of information and learn it in the time that I needed to learn it in. When I would go to lectures, I just remember feeling this sense of hopelessness and defeat, and I would call my husband after lectures, just crying my eyes out and telling him, I don't know how I'm going to pass these classes. So nursing.com really became a saving grace for me. And I feel like I should preface this, but I absolutely loved my nursing program. They were very, very supportive, and I am so grateful for that. But lectures are tailored to a certain type of learner, and not everybody learns that way. There's definitely a gap between lecture and the way certain people like myself learn, and I really feel like nursing.com bridges that gap. I would attend lectures and I would just be so upset and defeated when I left. For somebody with ADHD and an auditory processing disorder, going to lectures and actually getting anything out of it is slim to none. And once I purchased and utilized nursing.com, there was just this sense of calm for me. I told myself, you're going to go to lectures, you're going to get upset, but you know that once you walk out of those doors, you're going to sit down, study the information on nursing.com, and you're going to be caught up. And I really think that gave me a lot of hope throughout some of my classes. I would typically go with one friend throughout the entirety of the program, and we would just silently study together. If one of us had a question or needed to talk through the information, we could do that. So it was just nice to have that sounding board. I would log into nursing.com and I would make a study plan with the videos that correlated to what I was learning in class. My friend would also send me study guides, and I would also draw pictures, mnemonics, just kind of anything that really solidified the information in my mind. There were just a lot of stressors other than nursing school itself, but it was always comforting to know that I would be able to understand the information that I was learning because I had nursing.com. It was just that friend and ally that I felt like I had, and I truly don't believe I could have graduated from nursing school and succeeded like I have without that website. It saved me, and I thank everyone who works there from the bottom of my heart. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. I would not be able to chase my dreams and to do what I want to do if it was not for that website. I graduated in May of 2020 with honors, and to be able to say that and look back on everything I've overcome to me is just an incredible testament to what a resource and amazing tool nursing.com is. I was able to succeed and thrive. I was able to do research in Rwanda for 5 weeks during my program. I was just able to achieve so many things that I wanted to, and I could not have done it without you all. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you.